Okay, so I want to do a video that's not just a cover because low-key I can't figure out which song to sing. So I'm gonna show my records because that's exciting. Debatable. First off, I'm gonna do all my like random records, ones that I don't have tons from like one group or one artist. I have my records sorted alphabetically. And so we'll start with the A's. I have Adele, third studio album, 25. I'm not sure if I have a favorite song from this one. Maybe the last one, Sweetest Devotion, just because I think that one she wrote for her son. And I think that's really cute. So here's the back. She's so pretty. The next one is AM by Arctic Monkeys, and I haven't listened to this one on vinyl yet just because I got it for my birthday a few months ago, so I just haven't gotten to it, but this is one of my favorite albums of all time. AM. Moving on to the C's, we have both albums by CATFISH and the Bottlemen, who you might not know who they are. It's okay. But I know who they are, and I saw them in concert last year, and it was one of the best experiences ever. So here's their first album, The Balcony, and then this one is The Ride. My favorite CATFISH and the Bottlemen song is Oxygen. I only have one of them with me, and it's David Bowie's Hunky Dory. Just like AM, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. And I also have David Bowie's second self-titled album, but that is not here with me right now. So, but I have this one and picture another one right here. My favorite song on Hunky Dory is Life on Mars, which if you can see, it's number 4. But that is my favorite song on that album, and possibly my favorite Bowie song. For F's, I have all 3 Florence and the Machine albums. So Lungs and Ceremonials and How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. And when the new one comes out in June, I will be getting it. Okay. I have one from the G's, and it's one that my boyfriend got me. It's Green Day, Revolution Radio. Except this one I think is a little scratched, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. By the way, subscribe to my boyfriend's channel on YouTube, Airway. I have Lord's first studio album, Pure Heroine, but it's not with me right now, sadly. And then also for L's, we love a queen. JOANNE and Born This Way. And I want her other albums, but I just don't have them yet. There's nothing else to say. JOANNE, I really, really loved this style of her music. I think it was so different, and it was just really nice to see her use her voice in a different way. I like every song on this album, to be honest. I don't think I have a favorite. Nothing else needs to be said. I only have one album on vinyl by Panic, and of course this album is all scratched, so I can't even listen to it. Like, the entire thing goes through in about 2 minutes, and the album has 10 songs. So it's a sad state of affairs, but I love this album, how it's supposed to be played. Same thing with this one, Blurryface, which is one of my favorite albums ever, especially during middle school. I listened to this every day, but the record is so scratched. I don't know how it got like this, and it's very tragic. I have 2 oldies by the Cars. And these are from my mom and my aunt. Every single song on this album is so good. I love every song in this album. Okay, so those are all my vinyls that I don't really have a lot of from one artist, with the exception of Florence and the Machine. But next is my big collection of my favorite band. I have all the Beatles albums. The first 2 Beatles albums. There's Please Please Me, and I mean, honestly, I think Twist and Shout, Love Me Do, like, the singles off of this one are really good, but I love all the songs on this one. And then this is my favorite early Beatles album with the Beatles. and I love every song on this one pretty much. Me and my mom always dance around to Please Mr. Postman when it comes on, so that's a good memory from this album. I love You Really Got a Hold on Me. And then the next two, A Hard Day's Night, their first movie turned into an album, and which I've seen articles and like music critics say that this one was like the Beatles' downhill in their early era, but I think it's still really good. Help is the Beatles' second movie album. I mean, the title song is the one that everyone knows. It's just a really fun song, and I really like this album cover. It's simple but unique. We get into the later era of the Beatles, more psychedelic stuff, and this album, Rubber Soul, is so good. And then Revolver, I love this album. I say this for every Beatles album. It's a theme. Eleanor Rigby is one of my all-time favorite songs, period. And it's on this one, so makes it pretty good. A bus just drove by. That's cool. George is my favorite. Sgt. Pepper's. Look at that cover. Iconic. Okay, so the White Album was the first Beatles album that I ever got into. I've always loved the Beatles ever since I was young, but probably in like 8th grade, I downloaded the White Album and I just listened to it over and over and over again. So that was what really, really got me deep into the Beatles like I am now. Okay, the next two are ones that I think people kind of forget about when you're like, oh, Beatles, they have so many albums, you know, like, but these two, Yellow Submarine and Magical Mystery Tour, I mean, this one was like an animated movie, and it's just not talked about at all, but still very good. Magical Mystery Tour, I love the back, it looks so trippy. I mean, this one has Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane, which I love those two songs, and the music videos for those two songs are just some of my favorite music videos ever. I can't even explain it. I just love them and the songs so much. Cool cover too. And then the last two in my personal Beatles collection are Abbey Road, which was the last Beatles album recorded, and then Let It Be, which was the last one released. There's nothing more to say about this. Like, it's Abbey Road. And now, we're on to my pride and joy of my entire record collection. I have all of these in CDs too. The pride of my CD collection. You already know. It's my queen, Lana. Okay, so I have all of Lana's studio albums under Lana Del Rey. I don't have any under Lizzie Grant because I have no idea where to get them, but if I could find them, I would buy them like that. So the first one, Born to Die, but it's not Born to Die Deluxe Edition. I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm not even gonna like talk about them, how much I love them, because this video would be 2 days long. Paradise, again, not the Deluxe Edition. Oh, there's like a debate whether this is an album or an EP. I count it as an album. That's just me. You know I got the limited edition Ultraviolence cover. Although, I wish I could just see her face right here instead of her knee. Also, it doesn't have an inside, which is kind of a bummer, because I like the extra pictures that she always puts in her albums. But yeah, here's Ultraviolence. My personal opinion, this is the most underrated album. I mean, they're all my favorite, but in terms of people that follow her music, I think this album is underrated by most people like that I see online and stuff. So, Honeymoon. Oh my gosh. So it has this picture. I love that picture. This one too. Remember the bangs? I remember the bangs. This album has the red vinyl, so that's really cool too. Last but not least in my record collection is, to my knowledge, the newest album that I have that came out last year, Lust for Life. I love this album. I love every song. Summer Bummer is a bop. And I have quite a few songs from this that I covered. Gorgeous. Also, I think it's funny that she used this picture and she also posted on Instagram, so it's just like I opened it when I got it and it's like, oh, I've seen this before. So I'm pretty sure that's it. Like I said, I have a few that aren't with me right now. Honestly, for my Beatles collection, I just really am working on getting the anthology albums right now, and one in vinyl form because I love vinyls. I love listening to them and I love looking at them. That was my record collection.